How many times does Santa check his list before coming to town? You correctly said 2. And here's my argument, Jeremy. If he makes the list and then he checks it twice, is Santa auditing his own work? According to SEC regulations SX Rule 2-01C4, you are not allowed to audit and certify work that you have prepared in your own. Do we have concerns? Building a firm is scary. We've all experienced the false starts, the 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and the tough lessons along the way. Well, no more. The Firm Foundation is a plug-and-play system to get your bookkeeping and tax firm up and running in no time flat. With Double, formerly Keeper, as the backbone of our firm blueprint, we'll give you SOPs, templates, and how-tos to get your staff up and running right away with no training from you. Sadly, our first 50 spots we opened up at a discount were gone too fast. So, good news everyone, we'll be opening up 50 more highly discounted spots on November 21st. Head on over to thefirm.foundation to sign up to get notified when it goes live, and be sure to snag your spot in the next cohort before it's gone. Again, that's thefirm.foundation. See you there. Welcome to UnAccountable, the world's okayest accounting game show podcast for product news, education, and updates. I am your thankful thug of a host, Tyler Otto, and I'm joined by the talkative turkey, Jeremy Van Grohl. Hello to you, sir.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm back in the office. I've got 1 flight left this year, and I am done. I'm never traveling again.
Oh, yeah, you've been all over Johnny Cash. I've been everywhere, man. Ian, can we get some Johnny Cash? I've been everywhere. Love that song. Yeah, why don't you give
Denver,
me...
Vegas, Louisville, Phoenix, Portland. I've still got Nashville. All of that since the last week of October. So yeah, I'm done.
You couldn't just come visit me in Wisconsin, huh?
No. Let's not get crazy, dude.
Well, I had an impromptu trip to visit some good friends over the weekend. And here, can I rant for a minute?
Rant away.
I unplugged my computer, and of course, because we don't prepare for things, right? My flight left in an hour, and I unplugged my computer, run to the airport. Everything went smoothly, so I had about 20 minutes to kill. So you bring your computer open, right? And I went, and my trackpad was gone. So
and you couldn't find it? Someone stole it?
It just there's no mouse response, none of that stuff. Why do these things happen at the worst time? Right? So
did you have to buy a crappy airport mouse?
Oh no, I had a mouse with me, but on the flight too, I was hey, I was gonna get all this work done. You can't mouse it on a flight, right?
So I have to laugh because first, I'm that guy. I still get the laptop with the little knob in the middle. I use that like crazy.
I know. You're the problem.
I'm that guy.
But technology, always an issue, right? And I will rant on this. 2 things I ranted about recently, and I don't think on this, that we have AI that can do all these amazing things. However, can we put AI on a traffic light so that when I'm there and there's no cars going the other way, just turn it out, or just judge the amount of cars that are back there. When they stop, turn it red, let the other one go. Is this so much to ask?
That's the first step in letting Skynet destroy us, man. Giving them stoplight access? Are you kidding me?
Oh, and then they're going to turn both sides green and it's chaos?
Yeah, or they just, really make us hate them and turn both sides red.
Yeah, and just leave everybody there?
Or, the worst, actually, was if it's always red, we'll eventually run the lights and just, start working together. Yeah. It's you turn the left turn lane green for 1 car and then immediately yellow and back. That's how Skynet destroys us.
Oh, yeah. Everybody would just immediately traffic rage. And then the point number 2 is, again, printers. Can we get a printer that just not, break from printing? Or...
Very eloquently put.
That's really all I ask is, be there, be connected, and actually print things. Don't make me reinstall you or update drivers or something's not happening. Yeah. All right. Those are my 2.
Or tell me you can't print in black and white because there's no cyan.
Yeah. Right. Oh, okay. I was a little bit raging against technology today. I'm going to come back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Well, Jeremy, I'm already excited because I think I have a fun game for you this week. At least I think it's fun because it's that time of year where we're going to start doing some goofy stuff with payroll, right? We got bonuses, we got holidays, we got PTO. Jeremy is, having to contribute tons of money to his business to pay out bonuses because he didn't plan for it. Like, there's so much going on. And so I want to run you through a game today I'm calling Holi-Pay, where we're going to go over the payroll rules around this holiday season. How do you feel about it?
I feel like I should have a mistletoe and we should embrace. This is perfect.
Well, we no need for mistletoe. That'll happen anyways.
Yes.
Jeremy, let's just dive right into it. Question 1. If the tyrannical leader Jeremy, as an employer, requires his employees to work on Christmas or New Year's, the employee is entitled to what multiplier on their hourly rate under the Fair Labor Standards Act? Is it just a 1 times multiplier, nothing? Is it 1.25, 1.5, or times 2?
And this is a federal, not a state
Federal,
specific.
FLSA.
Yeah, okay. I just want to make sure because like states can do all sorts of crazy things. If it was California, I would have said a 5 times multiplier. but I'm gonna go 1.5.
I'm sorry, sir.
1?
It's actually just 1. Yeah. There is
God.
no federal requirement. There is not a single holiday, even though there are federal holidays. It is per contract at the federal level, whatever the agreement is. Now, if you're a government contractor, there are certain contracts apply, but most of us aren't doing the books for government entities. So we don't really have to worry about that. But yeah, no actual requirement for time and a half or time off or anything on holidays. Interesting, eh?
You suckered me into that one because that was my original response, and then I overthought it. But yeah, I mean,
there is definitely a psychological chess match that you and I have when building games to try and lead each other astray that I'm sure both our listeners don't catch, but you and I both know when we're trying to lead each other astray.
Oh, 100%. Well done.
All right. Okay. Question 2, Jeremy. Which of these states do require time and a half for holiday pay? Utah, Rhode Island, Wisconsin, or California?
And multiple states could apply, or is it 1?
Of these states, only 1 of them.
Oh, okay. I'm not going to say it's Wisconsin. Let's see. What, Rhode Island, what was the last one?
California.
I'm going to go California. It's got to be, right?
Baiting them again. It's Rhode Island. Also, Massachusetts have this. And despite California having several legislature items proposed for this, there's currently nothing on the books at all that require time and a half on holidays.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I know. I learned something today. I would have not have known either of these, so don't feel bad.
No.
All right, Jeremy. Question 3. Whether it be Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or even Festivus.
Well, happy Festivus.
What is that? Is that the Paul?
George, Festivus is your heritage.
Do holiday hours count towards overtime calculations?
I would say no.
Well done. Yes, only actual hours work. So if you're giving employees time off, maybe they get 16 hours that pay period of Christmas and New Year's. If they put in another 70 hours, you're not paying PTO. They put in 80 hours of work plus their holidays, you're still not paying OT. Sorry, not PT. Yeah, you're not paying OT on that. So good to know. Make sure those calculations are right because it may cost you a little bit more or your clients more.
All right. Yeah.
Next up, Jeremy. So Jeremy wants to issue his employees a bonus of $75 each. That's a lot more than he usually does. I'm still a stingy son of a gun. But how much of that money should be reported as taxable income to the employee? None of it, 25% of it, 50% of it, or all of it?
That's got to be all of it.
Well done. Yes, cash is taxable. Any dollar amount you just put on their paycheck as a bonus is subject to income tax. Nice and easy.
Yeah.
And you've avoided the shutout now with 2 good answers. So you're on your way.
Good.
But let's throw another one at you. Jeremy wants to share his love of Beanie Babies that he gets everyone on his team the holiday collector set from Thai company for Beanie Babies. They are valued at $75 each. Should this gift be noted on the employee's W-2?
I'm going to say yes. No. Okay.
Debatable. You could argue,
Okay.
but the answer we're going to go with is no. There is a holiday gifts are excluded on the de minimis fringe benefits list. It specifically says holiday gifts. And as long as it doesn't include cash equivalents, vacation meals, lodging, theater, sport tickets, or securities, you can consider, they don't give an exact dollar amount, but you consider holiday gifts not fringe benefits. You do not have to report them as taxable income if they are not one of those items. Can I actually brag for a sec what my assistant came up with for our holiday gifts?
Yeah.
So aside from bonuses, which we do in February every year, we don't do those in December, but she went to Merchology, and you can like create a store of all these different items: backpack, hats, sweaters, quarter zips, pullovers, OGO brand, North Face, all this cool stuff. And then your employees can just go there and pick what swag they want. And I just pay for it all. I give them all a dollar limit. They go buy whatever they want, laptop bags, whatever else. Super cool, because then everyone's showing up on team meetings with like different hoodies, sweaters, jackets that are our company brand. The coolest thing. Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, best company, best way to do a Christmas gift by far.
Yeah, I like this. We're trying to do something like that too, and I have questions, but I feel like they'll be boring questions, so I'm not going to go there.
You know how to get a hold of her. You can reach out.
Yeah, right.
All right, Jeremy, couple more. But by default, if an employer gives out a bonus, what's the tax withholding rate on a bonus? Is it 0?
Hate this.
Is it the employee's ordinary tax rate? Is it 10% or is it 22%?
I don't like any of these answers. There's a right one in there.
Right. There's a right one, and I wouldn't have gotten this one right.
Normal tax rate.
Believe it or not, if it's entered as a bonus, it's 22% withholding. Now, obviously, it still gets calculated on your tax return at the end of the year, but if you line item it, it is considered bonus. If you roll it into their normal wages, then it will just be at ordinary rates and subject to normal withholding. But interesting to know, is it not?
Yeah, asking for a friend. If you are going to pay a bonus but process it as like a regular payroll payment, is that shady?
No, at the end of the day, the government's still going to get what they want on the tax return. So no, I don't think it's shady. I do not represent the IRS, but the spirit of payroll and income taxes, no.
Yeah, that was my thought. Is like, why make people pay additional taxes on that, and like make them like the gratitude for the bonus gets degraded. Is like, oh great, I got taxed at this huge rate. That just feels ugly.
Well, and that's where I love business owners today. In most payroll softwares, you can gross up, right? You can say like, hey, I want the employee to get $100 and just calculate whatever taxes, but make the net amount to the employee $100. I love that you can do that in softwares today. I remember when I was director of finance of that nonprofit and they wanted to do that, and our tax software could not figure it out. It was pulling teeth to figure it out, because then you also had deductions for each employee, and he wanted to hand everyone $100 bill. So he didn't want to go through payroll. So I had to figure out it's brutal. So thank you, payroll softwares, for doing math.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, I love it.
All right, Jeremy, 2 more for you.
Okay.
If Jeremy files his taxes on cash basis, when does he have to pay out the bonuses to his employees for it to count as an expense in 2025? Is it 12/31, 1/31, 2/28, or 3/15, March 15th?
It's got to be 12/31, right?
Oof. Yes, it is. Cash basis, man. It's the end of the year. Like, if the cash hasn't left the bank account, and actually, if the cash hasn't hit the employee's account, it's not wages to them. So, yeah, get that paid out before the end of the year. Do those bonuses. But, Jeremy, if a business owner files his taxes on accrual basis, when do they have to pay out the bonuses by in order to claim it as an expense for 2025? Again, is it 12/31, 1/31, 2/28, or 3/15?
I'm gonna go 1/31.
That buzzer noise just gives me a great bit of satisfaction. But it's March 15th.
Yeah.
Technically, the rule is 2.5 months. So there is if it's a weekend or whatever, it can move around. But the technical answer is 2.5 months. So March 15th, you have to make those payments out to the employees, and you can backdate it saying that it was bonuses earned in 2025, even though paid in 2026.
Isn't March 15th like the cutoff date for all of the shenanigans of things? Like even like FSA spend and all of those things. Isn't that like the last day where you can kind of do all the weird paying things?
Not all of them.
Okay.
There's some of them, and this is where I'm probably going to get outed because you're like, Tyler, know all the dates off the top of your head.
Yeah.
Like, traditional IRA contributions are up until filing.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's right.
So, there's different ones all over the board, but then like converting traditional to Roth, I believe that is 12/31. If you want to take any of your existing traditional funds and just roll them over to Roth and pay the taxes this year, you got to figure that out now. So,
okay. No, cool.
yeah. Jeremy, 50%. Well done,
Hey.
sir. I'm proud of you.
I'm a Holi-Pay genius. Are you a solo bookkeeper owner or just starting to build your team? Then you need to check out our friends at bookkeepers.com. I know what you're thinking. Jeremy, you and Tyler went through this program and you guys are inept at best, but thousands of students have gone through there and actually created fantastic firms and the freedom that they've been looking for in their lives. So, a couple options that they have out there right now: the Digital Bookkeepers Association, low price. Not only does this let you learn or teach you how to scale your business, especially if you're hiring for the first time, they have bi-weekly experts come in and lead all sorts of topics with questions that you have out there. The other thing I love about this is that they have a directory of other members here where if they're not in your niche, you send them to this directory and they can find a quality accountant to work with them or bookkeeper. Other one, they are just started the AI bookkeeping membership, right? And I know AI's out there, but how do we start? This is the place to go, right? Give you the foundations, think about workflows, using AI tools, the training, again, recorded and live trainings, a private community where you can ask these questions. And as we've said so many times on the show, it's the community that gets you ahead faster. So please, if you're at that point, solopreneurs looking to grow your business, check out our friends at bookkeeper.com or email them at success@bookkeepers.com.
And already, man, I know this episode's going quick. Could be that you and I are just getting into the lull of holiday season, but I want to hit on a new app this week for our app snack. And I love when you were messaging me earlier because like, I have no idea what that is, Tyler. And that's how I felt. Because anyone here knows that I love double keeper, keeper double.
Yeah.
So when I see on LinkedIn, there's some big announcement of a new software that has an integration with Double, and then Double's sharing it, I'm like, how did I never hear about this? Like, it's like you just found out your friends have been having a party and you weren't invited.
Yeah.
And like they're like, hey, you can come, and it's like, okay, cool, but how come I didn't know this was going down? Like, I wanted to be there. So of course I book a consult and I get into play with it, and I want to talk about Abacor today. Abacor. Abacor.com, easy to find. And at first, Jeremy, it's another note taker. That's, we've got so many of those, right? Fireflies, Loom has their own, Google has their own, Teams has their own. They all have their own. So what makes Abacor different? And I don't know if you stocked this at all today since you saw this was going to be our app snack or no.
Just a little. And also, is this like the tuna alternative?
The what?
The tuna alternative?
Yes, it is. It's exactly it. It goes great with mayonnaise on a sandwich.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right.
Yes. So they call it the AI assistant for accounting firms. And it seems like they have ambitious plans to build in a whole ton of features. And they're starting with the note-taking assistant first. They are platform agnostic. So if you're on Google Meets or Microsoft Teams or Zoom, they'll join your meetings. And the thing I love about them is they're not trying to just build this from the ground up and say, everyone switch to us. They already built integrations with Double, Financial Sense, and Carbon. Like, those are three good systems to work with.
Big ones, yeah.
And their biggest argument is that if you use their system, it's, real-time in-meeting, tracking tasks, tracking notes, giving you updates on the client, but it will push all the notes from your meeting to your practice management software under the client profile for Double, for Financial Sense, for Carbon. Also coming out this month, with all of these platforms is they are working on it will create follow-up tasks in the practice management software. So your staff knows what they need to do out of that meeting and kind of move the entire discussion automatically into those 3 practice management systems. I mean, if they deliver on this, and I'm curious to see what it will be going forward when they release all the rest of their features that they have on their wish list, but kind of cool. And their last big thing is like, hey, if it sees that you've got a meeting coming up with client so-and-so, they'll prepare a summary and agenda and all the outstanding items that you can go through with the client, so you're not doing prep work ahead of it. I don't know, Jeremy, but I'm intrigued to give this a shot once I'm done with all my traveling here in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, this sounds fantastic, right? If you are using those practice management tools the way they are intended, I just like my mind goes to tactical right away, and it'd be like, what do you need to differentiate in your task list to make it a meetingable talking topic versus like a, hey, I'm just closing the books, or like totally internal facing ones? Like, there have to be like a field or something that'd be like, this is something we need to make sure gets done and needs to be followed up on. If not, I don't know. No, but it sounds really cool.
I'm intrigued enough that I want to give it a shot. If I recall the pricing, and this is awful because I should have had my notes pulled up, it was $30 or $40 for the first user and stuff on top of that. And if you have an assistant or someone that is not going to be recording, just needs access to all the stuff, $10 a month, which, thank you. Like, I'm sorry, but I've hated all these systems where you have to pay per user and your assistant just needs to go in and pull something. Yeah. And it's like, oh, thank you for thinking of the cheaper price. But the names already on this list of accountants in their testimonials, I feel like my friends already knew about. Like, there's Erin Pohen. She's on their front of their page. Dave Nelson, who's out here in Utah, owns Nimble. Like, there's names on here where I'm like, wow, several people. Yuri Kapilovich, the fun accountant, he's on here. So interested to try it out. I'll follow up with you when I learn more about it.
Does that make it a little even more bitter that you weren't an early invitee to the party?
Tell you, man, my FOMO is peaking right now. Severe FOMO. So yeah, of course I want to get in and learn, and I'll report back to you. But there you go. There's our app snap for the week.
Love it. All right. Well, yeah, definitely intrigued to hear what you come back with that, because I'm intrigued to see. Again, I go back to that tactical. How do you differentiate what needs to be part of all these things in the client communication versus normal things in your project management software? But I got a quick one for you too, and I promise, like, this is going to seem not as relatable. I'm going to rein it back in. Okay, so just stick with me here.
Earmark, right. Just trust, because also my Fast Figures is not accounting merit strong. It's good, so this might. Like, again, we keep testing Earmark. We'll see. Yeah,
it's holiday time. What can we do here? Okay, so I got a game for you here. What I'm gonna call Man ISO Counting Love. First question.
Man in search of accounting love. Okay.
Yeah. So
what is ISO? Okay.
All right. That's first question. I think we have all heard of ISO certifications. What does that acronym stand for? Is it International Systems Oversight, International Standards Organization, International Organization for Standardization, or In Search of, as in True Love?
Well, definitely D, but I'm also going to go with B.
No. You would listen to B and C. Because of, I believe it's because of English, right? If you think of other languages where like words are before and after the prepositions, International Organization for Standardization. I'm guessing it's had to be like a German concept or something originally, so it's probably over there. B would have been right, but we're here in America, so we're going to go with you. We're wrong there.
Yeah. All right.
So what is it? So like, what is this thing that's out there, right? Is like generally this provides formal accreditation that you have high quality, detailed, documented, and consistently followed processes for large organizations. And then ones you may hear of often is like ISO 9000 certified, which means you have quality management systems and operational systems. Another one that gets thrown around a lot is ISO 2700, which is like IT or information security.
Huh. Okay.
All right.
No, didn't know any of this.
Again, yep, getting back. And again, this is some of the big boy stuff, but we're going to bring it back. So what is the primary benefit of an ISO certification for an accounting firm?
Aside from finding love.
Except for finding true love, maybe with a fellow accountant. Yes. It increases operational efficiency by standardizing internal processes. It provides legal protection of the firm from financial liability. It reduces the need for internal controls, or it replaces the need for peer reviews of your firm.
I would guess it's option E, like it's a marketing gimmick to tell everyone, look how good we are. But if I have to pick from those options, I guess I'll pick A.
A, correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you argue I'm wrong with E, though?
You're stealing my thunder, Tyler.
Yes.
We'll come back.
This is my favorite game.
Yes. Just one more. Which type of firm, and then again, I'm going to wrap this together. Which type of firm likely benefits most from having an ISO certification? Would it be a bookkeeping firm, a tax preparer, a CAS practice, or a practice that provides assurance services?
D, absolutely. I was waiting for you to say audit.
Correct. Auditing firm or assurance services. So like a huge feather in your cap if you are an auditing firm and you have this certification, meaning that your reports and disclosures can be relied upon, and that also that you are theoretically in a firm that is efficient at doing this, right? All right, so now I'm starting to bring it back around. So KPMG this week announced a new ISO certification that I did not know existed, but it's certification ISO 42000.
Do you just get to make up your own?
I think you get to make up your own. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be standard.
Can I be ISO 8008?
What is this for? What are you standardized in?
One day it'll click.
Oh, yeah. Okay. You got to have, what was it? You can't stare right at them. You got to have your peripheral vision, man.
We are going to release ISO 80085, and it's going to be one of the most amazing standards out there. Go on, Jeremy.
Yeah, right. But this one, the 42000 one, is an international standard for AI management systems, which I like, right? Like, I feel like this is a good thing to have out there, especially maybe even for smaller firms, but larger ones for sure, is that you have a documented AI process that would be disclosed to your clients, all those things that we say that you should do to be a good users of AI, right? So, however, to do any of this stuff, it costs tens of thousands of dollars and hundreds of internal hours to recertify, get audited that you qualify for it, get your certification, all of those things. In the US, there's actually an equivalent called a SOC 2 Type 2 certification. I hadn't heard of this one.
SOC 2?
It's not, SOC 2. It's not related to diabetes, I think.
Okay.
That's what I've heard out there. But like, so things that we can do as small accounting firms to do this, and I'm just going to put some of the things I put together and put them out there and just get your thoughts on them. So the first one, and we've talked about this a little bit and we'll be succinct about it, credentials. So you are a CPA, you are an EA. How much credential does that tout does that give you as an organization versus how much does that help with your marketing, or both?
I would argue it definitely helps. Like, do you have a number there that I'm shooting for? Or
I do not. So this is just general riffing at Tyler's brain.
I definitely think it adds clarity. I mean, even to, it's no secret between you and I that I've done everything I need to sit for the CPA and yet still haven't done it because just time, right? But it's funny because the amount of people I'm at these conferences and they're like, yeah, we're looking for a new CPA. We're in hunt of a CPA. I'm in, all these different forums and they're like, hey, does anyone have a good CPA they recommend? And they think that word is synonymous with an accountant that's qualified to do their taxes, do their strategy, do their books. And, I don't fault people for ever being like, well, you don't have this credential that I've always thought was necessary. So I'm going to go find someone that has it, even though I have plenty of CPAs I'm constantly training to, that are reaching out for training on how to do stuff that you don't learn in school. So yeah, I would argue, any sort of credential that inspires confidence from the user, whether or not it actually does anything, like, yeah, I'm all for it.
Yeah. And as we said before, there are smart CPAs and there are not so smart CPAs. So the letters don't mean you know what you're doing. So
Yeah.
I think I agree with that one. And I think that's the whole reason you went for it as well is like you can help with your marketing. And there's just a lot of people that have that stigma and that way to go, AI CPA, you've succeeded.
Yep.
It's out there in the market, right?
No, I still have it high on my list. Unfortunately, my wife can hear me and she's like, "You are not adding another thing to your plate. Like,
Right.
I will beat you with a stick." So I got to finish coaching soccer before I'm allowed to even think of doing this again.
If she needs a stick with rusty nails pointing out of it, please just have her call me. I will send
Call
it
Jeremy.
overnight. Perfect.
I'm sure Karen will be reaching out.
The next one, the Better Business Bureau. What are your thoughts on this one?
Oh my gosh, I can't. Well, that's the thing. Before you become a business owner, you're like, well, of course, the Better Business Bureau is this altruistic, wonderful entity that, signals trust. And then you become a business owner and you learn they're like the mob. It's like a hustle where they're just constantly trying to get your money from you to get a rubber stamp that says, this is a great company. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I agree, and they must have like again when you get a business entity approved or something, you must find like they have a list that just gets sent to them, and then they must have like an annual follow up or something because like every October, November here, I get like 5-10 calls from them like, oh, we're trying to credential your business and call us, and I kind of I entertained one of those calls early because again you don't know and you're like, well, it sounds awesome, and then I learned it too, and I'm like, this sounds hokey and stupid.
And you don't realize the money they're asking for because their scripts are amazing, right? Like you don't find in till 50, 60 minutes in of talking to them and thinking like, oh, this is going to be great for my business. You realize like, oh, this is just a door-to-door salesman pitch. Crap. And then your assistant or your team sees those emails and they're like, it's the BBB and apparently we're not accredited or listed or like, we got to jump on this. Like, because they don't understand that, it's the mob. So yeah, I got lots of opinions.
Yeah, I don't like that one. I was not aware of this next one, so I got two more. But what I run into, and I even found this in the wild of the internet, is some people are touting ISO inspired internal controls.
ISO inspired.
Yeah, inspired. It's internal controls. I feel like you're trying to hop
I'm
on.
going to go to my website, and for our accounting services, I'm going to say Gap-ish accounting.
Yes. Yeah, I same response there. I was like, what? Like, either do it or don't do it. Don't, like, throw it out there and pretend like you... I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. Inspired control. That is like... Oh, my gosh. That'd be like a doctor being like, I lived by a med school. Like, I saw some of the books. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, I'd be like Dr. Green PH and be like, oh, on your card you forgot the D after PhD. Well, I'm really not a PhD.
No, that stands for
professional healer.
Peter Henry, my other initials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. Then last one. So the badges we get are the things we do as software certifications.
Yep.
So how'd you feel about that one? Worthwhile versus marketing gimmick?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like
worthwhile marketing gimmick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing, but you and I before we started our firms, you're like, oh, let's get QuickBooks certified, right? That means something. Then you realize like, no, that's just they've trained us how to sell their product. Not that it's like we're amazing accountants, but the average person, like I've even seen it in some of these forums, I'm looking for someone that's QuickBooks certified. And it's like, what is that going to do for you? I have not certified in like 2-3 years because I don't need to. But at the end of the day, it still signifies to some clients trust, right? Like you can trust us. We're QuickBooks certified, Xero certified. It makes me laugh the amount of people that have requested like Keeper/Double do a certification. It's like, why? Like, who are you going to tout this to? You just want more badges on your website, but Gusto has one, ADP has one, OnPay has one.
Yeah. I agree. And most of the time, other than QuickBooks, that's the only one that the general population knows. Like you can say, well, we're Gusto certified. What does that mean? We know payroll. Why don't you say that? Like I can do payroll, I'll do it right and do all those things. So yeah, I struggle with these as well. And I think I've said this before on the QuickBooks one. It is 75% selling QuickBooks, and here's our new flashy thing that you should use to try to keep versus like any kind of
25% product updates.
yeah, right. Oh, it's awful.
Agreed. So the question being is,
Yeah.
what unaccountable certification can we put out there for people to put on their websites?
I like this. We're gonna have to noodle that one. I like this.
I know. I definitely think we should have badges we hand out, but I don't think it could be unaccountable. We need a separate brand we buy.
Yeah, like certified shenaniganer.
ISO 80085.
I love it. All right.
Good work.
Yeah.
Welcome to Fast Figures. 10 questions, 1 minute-ish. All answers are numbers. The game starts now.
Jeremy, it is, well, at least when this airs, it is December. It is Christmas season.
Oh, yeah.
It is holiday season, and I'd be remiss if we didn't at least try and focus and have a little bit of movie trivia for the great films that come out during the holiday season, or just, several of the amazing hits that are out there. So 10 questions. Well, actually 9, because you had the wrong time written down for us to record, and I thought I had time to write one extra question. So we'll see what I make up at the very end. But
that's how we roll.
On the clock. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
In National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Clark awaits his bonus money to pay for his swimming pool. However, when Clark receives his actual bonus, what percentage would he have been taxed at on that?
50.
How many times does Santa check his list before coming to town?
Twice.
In It's a Wonderful Life, there is a massive run on the bank, but the bank closes at the end of the day with how much money left?
Oh. Was that made in the 40s, 50s? $300.
The two wealthy brothers, Randolph and Mortimer Duke, in the hit Trading Places, make their infamous wager on whether environment or hereditary determines success. Yeah. How much was that bet worth?
$1.
In Jingle All the Way, a mall Santa attempts to extort Arnold Schwarzenegger's character into paying how many $100 for Turbo Man?
$200.
Assuming I bought my wife all the items in 12 Days of Christmas and paid the contractors to provide those services, how many 1099s would I need to issue, assuming they all got paid $600 within 5?
Drummers drumming, milkers milking. 4.
Within 50%, how much are Hans Gruber and his terrorist buddies attempting to steal in negotiable bearer bonds from Nakatomi Plaza in Die Hard? Again, within 50%, Jeremy.
I thought it was Krugerrand. 50 million.
In 1947 Christmas classic, a Macy's store Santa defends his identity in the courtroom, taking place on which New York street?
34th Street.
The Grinch's heart is insufficiently sized by how much?
I think it's 2 sizes.
And I started a question about Tim Allen's Santa Claus, but I got nothing. So, in the hit movie Mixed Nuts, Steve Martin, Adam Sandler, it's so great Christmas movie. What is the Christmas gift that gets passed around a lot? Not a number. I just want to see if you know.
I do not. A pogo stick.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer.
Can I just qualify that, like, Christmas is my least favorite holiday, probably.
That's fair.
And
you can be a Grinch.
So I'm a Grinch. It's not my favorite thing.
All right, Jeremy. Question number 1. In National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Clark is awaiting his bonus for his swimming pool. However, when he receives his actual bonus, what percentage would that have been taxed at? I would have actually given you 2 answers here that were right.
Yeah.
Because first, Ian hit me with the clip.
It's a 1-year membership in the Jelly of the Month Club.
Oh, God.
Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving the whole year.
That it is, Edward. That it is indeed.
But he gets instead of money, he gets a membership to the Jelly of the Month Club, which would arguably be a de minimis item at 0% tax. But then eventually, because his cousin Eddie kidnaps his boss, he gets 20% more than his bonus last year. They argue it was around 24 grand on the internet. So it would have been 22%, Jeremy. We taught you this earlier in the episode.
Yeah. So I had never admitted this to anybody in our circle until this weekend, and I was with our replacement host, Kirsten. I have never seen Christmas Vacation.
Well, you are fired from this show, my friend.
I just
Let's get the board together and get you kicked out.
And now 2 other people in the world know this from our listeners. I've never seen it, and she's going to force me to see it sometimes. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Jeremy. How many times does Santa check his list before coming to town? You correctly said 2. And here's my argument, Jeremy. If he makes the list and then he checks it twice, is Santa auditing his own work? According to SEC regulations SX Rule 2-01C4, you are not allowed to audit and certify work that you have prepared in your own. Do we have concerns?
Yeah, Santa, we should get would that be the IRS, the SEC, somebody on Santa's. But I would argue that maybe just Santa is a good accountant, right? Because you do the thing and then you check the thing before you send the thing to anybody who needs the thing. Yeah.
Just saying. Jeremy, in It's a Wonderful Life, there's a massive run on the bank.
Yeah.
How much money do they have left when they close? I thought you would have got this one. It is not $300. It is $2 left. And you having come from the banking industry, I mean, what happens when a bank can't fulfill the requests for withdrawal from its depositors?
You fail, right? Like we saw that. What was the one out west that this just happened to? With
Silicon Valley?
Yeah, Silicon Valley Bank, right? Like you have to have the cash on hand to do this. Yeah. I feel like if it's Jimmy Stewart, right? If he would have kissed more of the people there, he would have ended up with more than $2 at the end.
All right, Miss Davis.
Well, could I have $17.50?
Bless your heart. Of course you can have it. You got 50 cents?
Yeah, the lady that asked for $17.50. Yeah, big old smooch on the face. Hey, at least you know your references, though. Good work.
Yeah.
All right. In Trading Places from 1983, the two wealthy brothers, one of Eddie Murphy's best movies. Love Dan Aykroyd.
Such a good movie. Oh, so
Randolph and Mortimer Duke make their infamous wager of whether or not environment or hereditary determines success. You correctly said they wagered over $1. And I bring up this question just because I would argue this was one of the greatest economic lessons I have ever heard in my life, was the explanation in that movie of trading futures. Like, dare we play that real quick?
Oh, yeah, you should.
Sit down. No, thanks, guys. I already had breakfast this morning.
This is not a meal, Valentine. We are here to try to explain to you what it is we do here.
We are commodities brokers, William. Now, what are commodities? Commodities are agricultural products, like coffee that you had for breakfast, wheat, which is used to make bread, pork bellies, which is used to make bacon, which you might find in a bacon and lettuce and tomato sandwich. And then other commodities like frozen orange juice and gold. Though, of course, gold doesn't grow on trees like oranges. Clear so far?
Yeah.
Good, William. Now, some of our clients are speculating that the price of gold will rise in the future, and we have other clients who are speculating that the price of gold is going to fall. They place their orders with us, and we buy or sell their gold for them.
Tell them the good part.
The good part, William, is that no matter whether our clients make money or lose money, Duke and Duke get the commissions.
Well, what do you think, Valentine?
Well, it sounds to me like you guys are a couple of bookies.
I told you he'd understand.
I don't know about you, but I just going over the list of holiday movies. This one, I nerded out because it was one of the first times like I understood commodities and what they even do, just betting on what the future price is going to be. Brilliant movie. I felt like it was just worth a mention.
And I love like the whole fact that this whole market scheme is all based on orange juice things. I'm sure they couldn't put a real, because that's not a real commodity, right? That's out there. It can't be.
I don't know. I've never traded commodities.
I feel like they had to do that so they couldn't be ever accused of like impacting the market or setting things
manipulating.
Up. Yeah.
Jeremy, a few more for you, but in Jingle All the Way, just because I wanted Ian to have a Arnold Schwarzenegger clip in here.
You know what you guys are? Nothing but a bunch of sleazy con men in red suits.
What did you call us?
A mall Santa tries to extort Arnold into paying how many $100 for the Turbo Man toy?
Yeah.
You said 200. It's actually 300, but I mean, Arnold fighting a swarm of mall Santas was well worth the clip. Thank you for that.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, Jeremy, this one I thought was fun. Assuming I bought my wife all the items in 12 days of Christmas, and feel free to argue with me, and I paid contractors to provide all the services, how many 1099s would need to be submitted to the contractors providing the services, assuming they all got paid more than 600? You said 5? I was looking for 50 because you have 8 maids, because everything under 8 is an object you're buying, right? We're not paying anyone to do work, but you have to pay all 8 maids to milk. You got to pay 9 ladies to dance. You got to pay 10 lords to leap, which why are we paying them more than $600 to leap? I don't know.
Amazing leapers.
And then we got 11 pipers piper and 12 drummers drumming. I think 50 1099s are coming out from this.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was thinking of the number of like days that they're on, right? So like the max would have been 12, whatever. I'm like, he's giving me a five number cushion. I got to go somewhere in the middle. And I'm like, I know the bottom ones are all goods. Yeah.
Well, you know what then, for hitting 5 on the spot, because what if I hired an agency that provided all 8 maids, all 9 ladies, all 10?
Ooh, yeah.
Now it's 5 agencies that I'm giving 1099s to. So I'm going to give you a point.
I said 4 for the record.
You're still within 5. See my Christmas spirit here, giving you love. All right, Jeremy, a few more. Just because I want to ask, but in Die Hard, within 50%, how much is Hans Gruber and his group of cronies attempting to steal in negotiable bearer bonds from Nakatomi Plaza? You said 50 million, 640 million, no accounting merit, but Jeremy, is it a holiday movie?
Oh yeah, I'm the biggest proponent. It's a holiday movie.
You got any Christmas music?
This is Christmas music.
It was December 24th on Hollis Ave at the dark when I seen a man chilling with his dog at the park.
Like beginning and ends of Christmas, like music in between. It's a Christmas party. Totally a holy holiday movie.
I'm right there with you. Yeah. 2 more, Jeremy, before shenanigans. Actually, all of it shenanigans from here on out. I just wanted to play Trading Spaces and talk about auditing the naughty list.
Yeah.
In 1947 Christmas classic, Macy's store Santa defends his identity in the courtroom, taking place on which street? You correctly said 34th Street. You're welcome, Mom, because I know that is your favorite Christmas movie and you wanted a trivia question about it. And Jeremy got it right. So your favorite, again, got it right.
Every one of these letters is addressed to Santa Claus. The post office has delivered them. Therefore, the Post Office Department, a branch of the federal government, recognizes this man, Kris Kringle, to be the one and only Santa Claus.
That might be my mom's favorite one, too. It's either that or it's like, yes, Virginia, there is a Santa. I don't know.
Wow.
Our moms need
something about them.
Need to be friends.
The Grinch's heart, you correctly said, was 2 sizes too small. That's called inventory shrinkage. Yes, Earmark, you can use that one.
But that one's tricky because it grows 3 sizes that day. So you have to like think through that one.
It's like if you were to take the size, multiply by 3, it does. Yeah. I know. It's a tough one.
Yep.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch.
And lastly, just because if you haven't seen Mixed Nuts, Steve Martin, Adam Sandler, it is so good and it is nobody knows about it. Yeah. But the fruit cake is passed around from year to year. A fruitcake was the correct answer.
Merry Christmas, Mrs. Munchnick.
A fruitcake?
Yes.
Jeremy, I'm giving you another 50% on holiday fast figures. Well done, sir. And with that, let's move to winner of the week.
the winner of the week, and I got to make sure I say this right, QuickBooks QBO users. So announced this week that Intuit is partnering with OpenAI on ChatGPT apps.
Yeah.
So I feel
100 million or something to like this partnership.
Yeah. But so I feel like that's good. But then the other part, like, Intuit can't ruin ChatGPT, can it?
I don't think so.
Like,
but then again, like, well, here's my question though, because like ChatGPT was the OG, and honestly, it's still pretty good. And Microsoft Copilot has come a long way, but Copilot was always worse because it was like a throttled down version, of full blown ChatGPT. And I wonder if Intuit's going to have those same learning curves or restrictions, or I don't know. Like, Copilot has gotten much better. I love it now within my company, but yeah, I wonder if it's going to have the same sort of trajectory of like a slow takeoff from being awesome.
Yeah, and for at least the news release that I saw, it wasn't overly specific on what they're going to be doing, right? What did it say here? Like, still working through the specifics, but the overall goal is to meet customers where they are, give them models where they can ask questions like, how do I increase profitability in my business, right? And things like that, which again sounds nice, but yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. And for our loser of the week?
Loser of the week is our shady taxpayers or practices. The IRS came back this week and said it's back to normal post-shutdown, and everybody's there and doing all the things. So they returned to work on November 13th, checking all the things. Audits are recommencing. Canceled appointments are getting rescheduled. Collections are back up. All the fun things that the IRS did that kind of stopped should be back in full swing. But it's the holidays. Are they gonna? Yeah. I don't know.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, it was bound to happen, and it's not like the IRS's staff backed up. So we're still going to get notices about payments we made 3 months ago. To them not being there. But Jeremy, I hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving. Listener, you've already had yours. But Jeremy, time to make like a baby and head out. See you next week.
Sounds good.
By the way, we got our music back.
Oh, we did.
Spotify was like, hey, like, we're no longer shutting you down. We verified all your information. You have the rights. We got our music back.
Nice. I feel more whole now than I did when we started.
Do you want to make $10,000 today? Do you want to lose 20 pounds in the next month? Do you want to be well-liked and respected by all your peers? We can't help you with that. You come to the wrong place. But if you do want to earn an hour of CPE credit for listening to this episode, right after you finish, head on over to the Earmark app, take a short 5-question quiz, and you earn 1 hour of CPE just for listening to us. Happy quizzing!